Another one, and this is one that we're going to have to do an after credits once it comes out even wider.
Yeah.
One of our favorites of the year.
Yeah.
I knew Zach liked it, but I didn't expect myself to fall head over heels for Steven Spielberg's The Fabelmans. His newest film, as people have been calling it, the new love letter to cinema. And you know what? What better love letter to cinema than the guy who literally is synonymous with being one of the greatest directors of all time. This movie hits on all cylinders, not just because it is a Steven Spielberg biopic. I think if you remove him, you still have a movie that has all the tips, tricks, and everything that he brings to the table. It's a story of a young boy who, through his parents' relationship and the turmoils and everything that happens, leads him to becoming not just a filmmaker, the artist. I think a lot of people come into this movie going, oh, but if Spielberg didn't make you, and I'm like, no. Move him away from the equation. The filmmaking in this still stands. It is because it's in the context of it being the story of one of the greatest filmmakers of all time that it pushes it to, honestly, forget a 5 out of 5, a 6 out of 5. This movie is something special. This is the film we've been waiting for. Zach was asking me what I thought about this ending. A lot of people have spoiled this ending for me that came out of TIFF. Yeah. And be careful out there because I think it delivers. Just the way it's set up, all of it. This is the ending we've been waiting for Steven Spielberg to do in such a long time throughout all of the 2010s. Zach, you and I have come on this podcast like many others on their podcasts or articles or whatever it is going, oh, was it The Big Green Giant, whatever that was? Ready Player One? All of these movies that he's come up with that people go, is this the time where Spielberg goes back to being Spielberg? You and I have always said, not really. This is the one.
Yeah, this is really like one of the great Spielberg films. I think you can put it up there in the canon with some of his best work. It may be his best work since films like Munich, and I'm saying this as somebody who really did love West Side Story. I thought that was like a pretty special musical and pretty beautifully made, but this is better than that. And I think it has a lot of... I think it has a lot of the best qualities that I loved about West Side Story. You find them here too, because Kaminsky is doing some Kaminsky things. Just my boy Janusz really, really loving putting together beautiful shots for no reason whatsoever. Just the amount of oneers that don't call attention to themselves, but start in a beautiful place and then end in a more beautiful place. There's nobody doing it like them, and it's so thrilling to see that level of craft given to something that maybe doesn't normally get that level of craft. I think there's a general type of malaise among film goers when it comes to these like personal coming of age, self-reflection types of stories. I'm seeing a lot of sentiments like, oh, another filmmaker reminding us about the power of cinema. Stop it. It's not the same. He has a power that is way beyond what most people can do in how you put these things together. And one of the things that I was really struck by on my rewatch of it is that the main complaint I've seen people have of the movie is that it feels kind of episodic, that it's like it's kind of start and stop. And when you actually know what's going on and you see the little things being planted and the little bridges that are so subtly being laid that you don't see them being laid in front of you, he's just a guy working on a different level. It's an amazing script, one of the best scripts he's had in a while. I wish he would write more because there are just banger line after banger line.
This is the first one. What's the stat?
Since like 1984, was it? Do you have it? I don't.
I think it was like AI that was the last script he had written.
It's incredible.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And it's so much more than him telling his own life story. He's talking about the ways in which film kind of... he's talking about film as a conduit to learning about life. And I think it's so well done. It's easily one of the movies of the year. Best final shot of a movie this year, for sure.
Easily. It's so good that I think it's throwing people in a loop because they don't realize how... it comes off so simplistic. And it's in that simplicity that people don't know what to do. They think it comes off a little too like, that's it, it's by the numbers or whatnot. But it's in those extra details that he has in there that I think make it really profound. The different conversations that he has with his different family members, what everyone has to play with it, and how art ends up becoming like you called it, a conduit, in a sense, his escape. I thought it was profound. And look, I give it a 5 out of 5, but I'm here to tell you, this little kid right here, he sucked. This little kid right here was terrible, bro. But he was a perfect prop to be the young Spielberg and what he was supposed to be with his piercing eyes. But yeah, look, the movie's going to have those little moments like that, but it's the emotion that I haven't felt in a Steven Spielberg movie to this level in such a long time. Everything that he's orchestrated throughout his career, this is the inspiration for all of that. There are some shots that he showcases in this movie, and you're looking at it and you're like, wait, is this the inception to the original shot? Alina's take coming out of this was, every single Spielberg review is, oh, it's just Spielberg doing Spielberg. So this is Spielberg taking that and doing Spielberg, doing Spielberg, doing Spielberg.
Yeah.
Knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, this little boy that you're mentioning, like, I feel he's mainly casting him for his blue eyes, because when we get to the 16-year-old Sammy, he no longer has blue eyes for some reason either. But man,
contacts on or something. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, though, when I mention there's that shot of the train coming towards his face, and from that moment, I knew we were in the right hands. I knew it's so good.
That he was just going to take it to the next level. There's a lot more to discuss. This scene right here is one of my favorites. I know that there's a lot of debate on the approach of what he takes with his mother. It's a big relationship movie in terms of...
We'll get more into that on After Credits for sure.
And we'll have to get more into that, but I want to say that a lot of people who have come out of it, I've seen them give I did not like Michelle Williams' character, and then I see people watch it again and they go, oh, it's all about that. And I'm like, yes. So I would just implore you. I don't see people getting disappointed in I can't fathom being disappointed in the movie or being bored in the movie, but I can't see people going like, really? Is this the best of the year? And I'd say give it another watch. It's getting away with its simplicity, but it's in those little minute moments that it packs so much freaking heart. Alina and I stayed up till 2 o'clock in the morning talking about it, and that's why I had to give it the 5-star review after we finished our rant. Whenever I post that Letterboxd review, just know that was after like 2 hours, 3 hours of just discussing every little nook and cranny and what it builds up to. I cannot wait to talk spoilers with you, Zach. We have a lot of clips for this movie that are out there.
Yes.
And please watch it in theaters when it comes out. Highly, highly recommend going out for it. This is my best picture front runner until we watch Avatar and Bardo, I think, are the last two. This is the one I'm rooting for the most. I don't think it's going to be everyone's favorite movie. I'm not even claiming it's the best movie of the year.
Yeah.
It's my favorite movie. I can't wait to watch it again. I want to take my whole family to see it.
Oh, man, I'm excited for more people to see it, too. Devesh in the live stream comments is mentioning that despite its nationwide rollout, it looks like it's still in only about 100 screens. So, I mean, it'll be expanding, hopefully, more and more as more people get to see it. But this is really one of the special movies of the year. This is one of those run, don't walk to the theater kind of movies, not to sound cliched, but it's so good. It's the kind of movie that a movie lover will feel heartened by, will feel enlivened by, will feel reborn by, it's one of those films that you leave the theater and kind of feel like you're walking on a cloud, because it's really just something magical.
I'm doubling up on that ending too. If you don't like that ending, you've stopped being that child. You've stopped having that childlike wonder, and I hope people don't lose that. I think that's him going back to his childlike wonder. It's one of the best endings. It's fantastic. It's beautiful. Fabelmans.
It's so good.
High combo price for me.
I was also going to say there's two things that I really wanted to... I knew you would love in the film. The ending and the moment with the holes.
Stop, bro. Don't say no more. Don't say anything else. Yes. 100%. Michelle Williams for supporting, Paul Dano for supporting, Steven Spielberg for director, Tony Kushner for writing, and who am I missing?
Some people got my man. Oh, Janusz absolutely for cinematography. I personally love the Judd Hirsch role. It might be a little bit too small.
It's too small. Yeah. He is the heart of the movie. I saw some people not paying attention to that scene. That's the whole movie.
Yeah, that's the whole movie. Yeah.
A lot of y'all saying that it's him doing his film thing. No, you did not listen to the Herschel bit. Very good. Yeah. Fabelmans. Highly recommend it.